Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to go through the very basics of Power BI Desktop. This video will be for very much beginners of the program or people who have just started their journey on the program. So we're going to open up the program, connect some data, we'll show you some visualizations and maybe sort of modify some data points as well. So let's get started. So firstly, the program is a free download from Microsoft. It has some limited capabilities to start with, and once you're more familiar with the program, you can upgrade, I guess, to the more powerful versions of the system. But to start with, this is the opening screen when you open the program. It has a couple of options for you. You can take a few tutorials and guides. But what we'll do is we'll just shut this section down, and we'll get straight into the program. Now, the first thing you want to do with the program in Power BI Desktop is to get some data in there. It looks as if they give you a few of the most popular options to import data from Excel or a SQL server. The other way to import data is to go up to this Home tab, and there's an option for Get Data, and there's a few more options there. And if you select more, there's actually multiple options that you can choose from: database, Power BI, Azure, all different services. So I'll just cancel that because we are going to import from Excel to start with. So I'm going to click on the icon that's available for us, and I've saved an Excel file already, and it's called Motor Vehicle Sales. So I'm going to open up that file. And whilst that's opening, I'll show you the Excel file, what we are connecting to. It's basically, it looks like 12 columns long, 12 columns across of motor vehicle sales. You've got the date of the sale, the name of the salespeople, the branch, the color, the product, the quantity, and value. So I'll go back into the program, and now you can see we've connected to the data. It's asking me which data set because there could be multiple tabs. This Excel file only has the one tab. So I'm going to click this information. You can navigate and check if this is the right information you want to load, and simply load the information. So it takes a quick moment and it will be loading up to the file. And instantly you can see now that within the fields portion, the fields pane of Power BI, all those fields, those 12 fields that we had in our Excel file, are now available. So what I wanted to show you now is pretty much how we get some data onto our dashboard, which is this main pane in the middle of the screen. It's basically a drag and drop type of function, similar to pivot tables. So it's very, very simple. First thing you need to do is grab a visualization, what type of image or display that you want to see on the screen. We have some table options, some chart options, some filter options. So we'll go up to a column chart, which is one of the basic of all charts, and you can drag this anywhere you want on the screen. And to get some data in there, it's as simple as grabbing something from the fields that you'd want to see. So maybe for our instance, we want to see the salespeople and how many sales they've made. So first thing you want to do is grab the full name that's on one of the axes. All I did was simply tick the option of full name, and we are going to see also add the quantity of vehicles. So instantly you can see that a column chart has been added. I'm just going to extend that column chart to make it bigger, and now we have our first column chart in our dashboard. So the next thing we might want to do is add a title to our dashboard, and that's as simple as going up to the text box in the ribbon, in the home ribbon, and selecting a font. We'll stick with Arial Black, change it to 32, and we'll call this Motor Vehicle Sales. Now we'll just resize this so it's easy to move and navigate around the screen. We'll put this up to the top of the page. And now we have our heading. And just to make this even more cleaner is we'll go to the insert in the ribbon and we'll add a shape. I'm going to put an underline underneath motor vehicle sales, so we'll grab line. Unfortunately, it's put it into a horizontal format, and it's not like PowerPoint or another program where you can just rotate on the screen. You have to actually go to the pane in the right hand side, and each time you select an item, the pane will be different, representing that type of item that you've selected. So we'll select the line. You can see there's a rotation option there. We'll rotate this 90 degrees, and again we'll just resize it, and I'll drag it over underneath the motor vehicle sales heading, and we'll drag it all the way across, make it a bit bigger, and now you can see our dashboard is starting to become a little bit more visually pleasing. So like I showed you before, you can click on any of the items you've put on your dashboard and modify them. So I'm going to go back into our chart. I'm going to just make it a little bit bigger, and now I'm going to go into the pane where you can modify your chart. So I'm going to go into the format icon and maybe add some data labels. So I can see the down arrow here for data labels. I don't need to go into the details. I'm just going to turn them on, and you can see the number of vehicles. Also, this is the sales of vehicles of all time, so it makes more sense to me that I add in year. So again, I'm going to go back into this pane where you can modify the object that you've selected and put something into the legend. And I'm going to put in year into the legend here. And now you can see the difference in sales from the year 2020 to 2021. So already our chart is making a lot more sense. Our dashboard is a lot cleaner, and we'll add a couple of extra things, and I'll let you get started and have a go for yourself. So we'll add another chart. This time we'll add a stacked bar chart, and let's make it a clustered bar chart. We'll select that one, and this time we will get the product. We'll include the product by ticking it, and again we'll add, this time instead of quantity we'll put the value in there. As you can see, it's created a chart with the types of products and the value of those products. So again, I'm just going to rearrange my charts so they are a lot more clean within the dashboard themselves. And there we go. So we've added a new chart to the dashboard, which is the value of the product. And like I did before with the other chart, I'm going to go in there and modify by adding the data labels. And you can see the value of the sales vehicles for each of the different products. And this time with the bar chart for product, we're going to go in there and just modify the values, because at the moment the values has been automatically put into millions, but we want to see the exact amount. So we're going to click into this chart again. We'll go to that format icon, and underneath data labels there's a drop down. So this time we'll use the drop down, and you can see the display units is in auto. So I'm going to go and change this to none, and it's now added the total values of those products. And another thing that you'd maybe want us to do is change these values into a currency, because that's what it is. It's in dollars, and it doesn't really make much sense, or it's not visually pleasing without the dollar sign. So to do that, you actually have to go over to the fields column where your value is, and you'll select value, and now it brings up some options within those fields. So I'm going to simply go over to the format, and I'm going to select the currency. It gives you many different currencies. I'll use the dollar sign, and I'll leave the decimal points at 0. You can see now that the new chart has been updated automatically with dollar signs, and it makes a whole lot more sense. So hopefully you've liked what you've seen so far. If you have, please subscribe to the channel. Maybe throw a comment or a like in there. That'd be really, really helpful. So what we've done today is we've grabbed some data, we've imported some data into Power BI Desktop. We've used the fields to create a couple of charts and headings. We've updated and modified some fields. So this is the very basics to get you started. Hopefully you've enjoyed, and there will be some more videos with some more detailed examples and continuing on from this dashboard. So hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.